Hi, ho everyone, and in today's episode of GG Over Easy, everyone has that neighbor. Rob and I have some stories about some crazy neighbors.
Wacky stuff.
A couple of video game stuff, maybe a little bit of anime weeaboo stuff.
If we get into that.
Yeah, a lot of story time in this podcast coming up, so don't miss it in this episode of GG Over Easy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 8th installment. We're almost 2 months in.
Almost 10.
Everyone said we're almost double digits.
Yeah. No one said we could do it.
We're gonna have to celebrate.
Yeah.
When we hit 10.
Double digit episode.
Yeah. Well, we really need to hit 100 because I'm titling them 001,
Yeah.
002. So, and people are a little ambitious, aren't we? I was like, yeah, maybe, but we're gonna get there
one day.
One way or another.
I mean, what? We're 8 episodes in. That's 2 months. So how long would we have to be doing this? Almost a year, 2 years? Because there's 52 weeks in a year. Right?
Yeah.
So it'd be about 2 years.
Yeah.
So we'll see you 2021.
21, that's right.
Can't wait.
Dude, we're going to pop off. I can feel it.
300% more ads, hopefully. Oh. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with a 5-star review from Apple brought to you by BlueWestlo.
Wow, that's crazy. Guys, the 5-star rated podcast, the smash hit GG Over Easy, was left this glowing review by Zacnafiend1. Zacnafiend1 says, "You have to listen to this podcast. You want topical topics? Check. Random rabbit holes that the podcasters go down for possibly the rest of the episode until they realize they're out of time? Check.
He's not wrong.
I feel
You are any relatable people? Check. Sexy people? Check. Can't confirm from Blue, but that voice is hot. All in all, I would recommend to any person I randomly walked into." What a review. Honestly,
wow. That's great.
It's about as spot on as you could possibly get.
If you meet a stranger and the first thing you say to that stranger is, "Hey, have you listened to GG Over Easy before?"
Yeah. Hello, sir.
You're a real
thank you for opening that door. Hey, by the way.
Hey, GG Over Easy. He's like, wait, you listen to that too?
Yeah, I love that. Oh my God. Which, by the way, Rob, great to see you.
Great seeing you.
Blue, great to hear you.
Hey,
and great to see you, of course. Yeah. I never know what you're looking at. He has his eyes fixed.
Well, he's always looking at me kind of, but over my head. So I think I have a cowlick or something in the back of my head.
Well, apparently, why don't we just start off then? You wanted to briefly touch on bad haircuts.
Well, so what I was thinking is so I got a haircut. I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling you out. You may have some straggle hairs back there.
I'm pissed, dude.
But I'm not saying I didn't want to talk about bad haircuts specifically because I'm not saying you have a bad haircut. It looks good, okay?
You guys, a week ago, you were recording the podcast, and I was turned around, fixing something. He goes, wait. And I turned around, I said, wait, turn back around? He goes, oh my God, bro. And I was like, dude, shut up. I know.
Well, it's not that it's bad. It's just they left too long in the back, right?
Yeah.
It's too long in the back, but it's too shaved lower too. So if you don't get those back hairs, it's literally...
Well, it's because the lady, I usually tell them same thing, 5 to 4, faded on the sides.
See, I don't know what that means. I just show them a picture and I go, this is what I
do
like.
The same, and she was like, you know what? No, I think you're more of a 3. And you're like, I've never seen your hair this short. I was like, yeah, me either. So she goes down to a 3, but she
What's a 3? What's the difference between when someone
3
says
millimeters or something?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's just when people are give me a 1. I don't know what that means.
That's practically you're almost bald.
Oh, okay.
There's almost nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's just the amount of, I don't know the exact measurements, but I just know it's how short your hair goes. And the lower it goes, the lower or the shorter your hair.
Yeah.
So I normally tell them the same thing. She was like, oh, we'll do a 3. But she did my hair a super part.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to tell her I have a bad cowlick, and a lot of times these hairs, she's like, no, you got this.
You look great, honey.
You're gonna do fine. So she just did it and unless I just have it gelled up, which I hate to do.
Yeah, you don't want crusty hair.
I have these hairs. Oh, dude, it just doesn't.
It just looks like you have 3 long hairs in the back over a shaved part of your head. And it's not bad.
Do you guys not have barbers?
I went to a barber.
Colorado?
That's why it upset me so much.
Oh, you went to a barber?
I made sure to go to a barber shop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Besides the back of your hair haircut looks pretty fresh.
That's what I'm saying, Blue. It looks great, but it's just the 3 hairs on the back. Because I think he was editing something. I was like,
But like if I miss it when I'm like doing like right out of the shower, if I miss it, it's until I like wet my hair completely again. It's over if I can't.
Well, what made me think
Colorado barbers hit different.
Seriously,
I mean, are the Texas barbers nice, Blue? Like they get you lined up nice.
I can't say I've ever had a bad barber experience.
You've never had a fucked up line, like you've never had it.
I've been very lucky.
Way back or something like that.
Well, generally my hair is always pretty short, so I don't really have a lot to mess up. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can mess up a line though, because your hair is kind of like lined. You know what I mean? Like with it just looks nice. That's all I'm trying to say. It looks really nice.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
Rob was trying to say you have like a box head.
Well, not like a box head, but like you lined up. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're talking about.
They cut you up like they line you up, but sometimes they just fuck that line up, dude, and it looks like
and
your
then they
hair
like
is
have
like
to
way
compensate,
back here.
so then
yeah,
you have like
bad.
a really short line. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But like what made me like think of like bad haircuts is like I looked at my hair last week. I was like, I need to get a haircut. So I went and got a haircut, and I love it. I had a great time. Dude was great. Went to Floyd's. My favorite thing
That's where I went.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You went to Floyd's?
Screw 'em, dude.
Oh, see? Did
Never
they do the
back.
back thing where like they shave the back of your neck?
And like the warm.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. But what made me think of it is like, man, what if I went on this podcast with like a bad haircut? When that made me think about it when I was in 7th grade, and back when like you're in middle school and stuff like that, your appearance is everything. You know, kids suck. So like they're gonna make fun of you. Like you're gonna get bullied about having a bad haircut. Like, hey, did you really pay for that? So I'll never forget it, dude. And like, you know me, like in 7th grade, I had long blonde hair,
So
and
did
it
I.
was all like cut super nice. Everybody had that haircut.
We had the Bieber.
Yeah, we had the Bieber haircut. And the most important thing was don't mess up my hair. Like I'm like Samson. It's all I have to my name.
My power.
Exactly. And my mom, bless her heart, dude, we were super broke, and she was like, Robert, you need a haircut, and the only place I can get you a haircut is Walmart. And I said, Mom, I was like, I am not getting a haircut at Walmart. I refuse. Like, I'm like, please don't make me get a haircut here, Mom. Like take me to hair color experts. Like, I will literally do anything else. Like, just please, like, just maybe give me a decent haircut. Go into Walmart, dude, and I'm not kidding you. They fuck my shit up, dude. Like bad. Like they cut it. Like it was literally like a bowl, and they cut like this. And my mom is like shopping around Walmart like while it's going down, and she comes back and she's like, oh my God. And I'm just sitting there with like the face, dude, just so mad, just stoic and trying not to cry. Just holding back, man. We get in the car, dude, and I just start bawling my eyes out. Like, I'm gonna like get made fun of so bad. Everyone's gonna hate me. My mom was crying, dude. She's like, I'm sorry, Robert. Like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, she literally had to like call her hairstylist who like does her hair. Like, can you salvage this right now? And thankfully they somehow managed to salvage it. I think, I don't really remember. I just remember at that point my hair was gone and I literally had a bowl cut, and it was so embarrassing. Like, you remember Full House, how those little kids, they literally had just like, that's exactly what it looked like, but in like 2010.
Well, ironically, you know, Matt, growing up all through elementary to middle and beginning of high school, his dad straight up bowl cut, got the bowl. That's just
Snip,
always
snip,
what,
snip,
yeah,
snip,
snip,
snip.
snip, snip. That's just what he had forever.
Really?
Yeah. And I was so happy when he finally, like in high school, he changed it. I was like,
Oh man,
it's about time, bro.
I can finally like go bowling
About
with
time.
you. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I could finally be seen with you.
Yeah.
No, I remember in sophomore year though, I changed my hair. Like I had my normal haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I only had long hair like 7th grade. But it was like sophomore year. Woke up for some reason. You're like, I'm gonna style my hair differently.
Yeah.
I did this hairstyle where I just kind of like poofed it up. I hadn't really.
A little bit
I
to
don't
the
know.
side.
Yeah, just kind of did that. I was like, it kind of looks good. I remember I'm at my locker and I was right next to Jess, and she goes there and she goes, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your hair?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like that does not look good on you. And let this be a lesson. I looked her in the eye and said, I disagree.
You really like? She really said that to you?
But she said that, and I was the first day. It's like, you know what? I think I look good.
That takes a lot of balls for her to be like, I'm gonna say something to him. Like,
but that was her first, because she like closed the locker, and kind of looked over like, oh, like what is?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, like what are you doing? And I was like, this is like I'm trying this out, and here I am, dude. Okay, still rocking it.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson. Don't let other people tell you what you can't.
I mean, I'm rocking it now, dude. I never thought I would have like this kind of hairstyle ever. but I mean, here I am.
Yeah, I just did it one day and then.
Yeah, well, that reminds me. In 7th grade, I wasn't the most hygiene oriented kid, I would probably say. I would sleep and then wake up 10 minutes before the bus came and then get on the bus. And
Optimal
then
sleep, dude.
exactly. So I was all about my sleep. And then I would literally have like greaser hair, bro. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, it was
especially
just,
when you have the long hair.
dude, it was a
Ugh.
bad look. I don't know like what 7th grade Rob was thinking. He just loved sleep and just hated like taking a shower in the morning, dude. But then like I got halfway through 7th grade and it was a drama class and all the pretty girls were in it. All of them. Brooke, Lauren, Kenzie. I can name them all. I can name them all.
That's white names, dude.
And so I was up. I must have been playing Halo or something like that, and I just pulled an all-nighter. And like I was just trying to kill time. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shower before I go to class today. So I take a shower before I go to class or school, and it's first period drama. And Brooke sits next to me, and she goes, "Did you get like highlights in your hair or something? Like your hair looks really like different today, and it looks great." And I was like, yeah, I got like highlights in it a couple days ago. Just something I really wanted to try out. And they're like, "Lauren, like, come over. Like, Robert's hair looks great." And I don't know if they were like, "Hey, Robert fucking showered today, and we need to make sure he showers again. So let's all shower him in compliments." And then from that day on, dude, I never missed a shower before school. Like that was something I had to do, was take a shower before school because girls showed me attention.
In reality, it's just been like 3 weeks since you brushed out all the dirt.
Seriously, dude. And then like I'm sure they're like, "He doesn't stink anymore. Let's like make sure this is like dope."
They weren't even like, "Your hair looks great." They were like, "Holy shit, I don't have to smell that anymore."
They're not
if we get him high on the idea of showering, we don't have to suffer.
That's probably what it was. Because like I'll never forget it too. I have very dry hands too. And at the time I was dating this girl named Paige. And I had like very, very dry hands, like crusty McCrusters. And I sometimes still do if I don't put like lotion on my hands. But one day I'd like put lotion on my hands before I went over there. And her friend Kate were like, "Oh my God, Rob, like your hands are so smooth." And they were like very like, almost like Blue was just saying, like trying getting me high on the idea of moisturizing my hands. So like,
Is this your excuse for why you have that big tub of lube right next to you?
Yeah, exactly. While I have a big giant thing of aloe next to me at all times.
Wow.
Yeah, but like it literally just shows like if girls show me attention, then I'll probably start doing that. You know what I mean?
Would you ever have any? Have you pretty much had your short haircut like that? So you never really deviated.
No, when I was young, I had pretty long hair. I have what people like to call the Jufro.
I was gonna say you have is
Like
your hair
curly.
like curly, right? Like would be more so.
It's extremely curly. It's not as curly as it used to be when I was a kid, but I definitely had very long curly hair.
Like if you let that thing grow out.
In middle school, I legit had like at one point I was pretty much had like a 70s afro.
Really?
Wait, what?
It was actually kind of dope.
I would kill to see
like,
that.
"Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so sick." And people were like, "Yo, is that hair real?" And I was like, "Yo, that's kind of racist, but like whatever." But like, yeah, it's definitely real.
Yes, it is actually.
Did you have like like a comb in it and everything?
Like
Yeah,
like
it was dope. It was awesome. It was all
like
it was
Undercover
amazing.
Brother.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I can't do that anymore. My hair's more wavy when it grows out than it's curly.
Yeah, you got
now.
wave check.
Yeah, mine.
But
Mine just straight as.
no, I keep my hair.
Yeah,
Honestly, once I got into high school, I kept my hair short from then on.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much of a hassle. And in Texas weather, I feel like I would die.
Yeah.
Like once it got over 90 degrees. So
Yeah, that's why I hated long hair. If I was ever sick or something and I couldn't shower,
Yeah.
I don't know how you dealt with that, dude. Because as soon as my hair got like greasy,
Uh-huh.
and it would happen like literally after a day if you didn't
Yeah.
shower. I just felt so disgusting.
Well, like I told you before, Rob took a shower and Brooke showed him some attention. That was my life, so I just didn't really care. I think.
let me just show this off so Rob quits hitting it.
Oh,
Does it make it easier for you? Someone I should really
life
remember,
size.
Yeah, remember who made this? I did. Well, they sent a message. They're like, "Yo, when you get this, send me an email with a picture." So I did. So they know.
Yeah, that you got.
So
it.
you already. Yeah, I just don't remember. I'm so sorry. But they
Thanks,
made this,
Cryptarch.
Yeah, they made this Vex Mythoclast.
Life size.
It's like actually like a 1/4 scale. But they
no way. That's what the size of our Guardians actually are. Like,
yeah,
they're little miniatures.
Yeah, completely like 3D modeled and printed and painted
I was
themselves.
gonna ask, like, did he 3D print it or was it like wood?
No.
3D printing is so interesting, dude.
I think it's real Vex technology.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Stupid question. I don't think it's a
Stupid
stupid
answer.
question, but like,
There's no such thing as a stupid question, Rob.
well, I like to think that, and then I said, hey, if I swallow vegetables whole, and then you guys all thought I was an idiot.
You're right. There is stupid questions.
There's
Right.
definitely stupid questions. I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely
Okay.
dumb questions. But
I'm really
you got
afraid to
the
ask
answer
this
you
because
wanted,
everyone's
so
gonna
you
think I'm
grew from it.
stupid. All right,
You
I'm just
grew
gonna
from
ask
it.
it.
It's time to grow again. Okay.
Yeah.
If we have 3D printers, do we just never run out of anything?
No, you need materials to 3D
Rob,
print
you
stuff.
need to. Oh,
What do you
don't
mean?
you don't just materialize nothing into something.
But like, why don't we just 3D print cars?
I mean, that's pretty much what we do on just a giant scale.
But like, so like, what materials do you need to 3D? Like, what is this made out of? Wood?
No, there's like a specific 3D printing material. It almost looks like, I mean, literally when you put it into the 3D modeler, it's usually just a giant block of this material.
Oh, okay.
And then it just has the frame, and so it's like, it just cuts around.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So that's how it just starts. I don't know the
But like,
exact material.
why can't I just use a wood instead of using that 3D material, and then it
Because-
cuts it? You know what I mean?
I mean, we do have like wood cutters and stuff, but that's
I
not.
mean, it depends on what the 3D printer is designed to cut.
But like, I
what
can't
you're trying
3D
to
print
do.
coal.
you can't.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
Okay.
Like, I can't 3D.
Theoretically, maybe one day we could do that because people are already
Yeah,
doing
see?
stuff
Also
like
not so
food, like
stupid.
3D printing food, where they legit just like toss some ingredients in and then boom, here's a pizza. Like,
Yeah. So,
eventually, maybe we will have
like, if
you know,
I throw
3D
into,
printers that legit 3D print stuff like that. But for the time being,
But
we're making cosplay Vex guns. Okay, so,
yeah. But at that point, you're also talking about like not using just this raw material. You would have to be using whatever different scientific makeup of a coal.
Yeah.
You would put that into a thing. You're essentially like making.
So like, if
that.
I
Yeah.
wanted to 3D print a pizza, if I just threw tomato sauce in there and some pepperoni and
People,
some
there
dough
are
with the thing
people
like,
have actually been experimenting with 3D printing food.
I mean, I'm
so-
sure we'll get there, but that's not how it
I
works.
don't. I'm not comfortable with you just keep pointing this thing at me.
But
all right?
but you have to realize when you said, why don't we'll just never run out of stuff.
Yeah,
You need something
You
to
need the
print something.
yeah. But we always have like wood, and we always have.
But we won't always have wood. And also, if we have wood, wood doesn't make coal.
But like wood makes a Vex Mythoclast.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with the map?
I don't. I'm just saying.
Wood,
like,
wood only takes you so far.
yeah, but like I'm just saying, like we'll never run out of anything.
No,
No,
because we
No.
can't just.
because like if
You
we run
need
out of
wood.
metal, say we run out of metal, one day we're like, hey, metal's gone. It's gone.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble. And somebody's like, hey, I have this 3D printed thing. We can print metal.
Guys, don't worry. I got the blueprint.
Yeah, we can print metal. That's not a thing?
You would need the same chemical makeup to make
Well,
steel,
okay.
so it wouldn't be any different than not having steel.
So
You would
it's like-
still need
so
the
it's like-
ingredients.
It's like, Rob, did you ever you took science, right? Obviously, you had to take science as
Did
a,
he?
as, a, as a kid, right?
I was pretty good at chemistry.
It's the conservation of mass energy, right? It's the idea. It's the law of physics that matter can't be created or destroyed. So you have to put something in to make
put
something.
something
It's
out,
not like it's not like you just generate. It's not like this isn't Minecraft where you just have like auto generating stuff
I guess.
from like a redstone generator thing, right? Like you have to
Just wish things worked out.
to
like
get
Minecraft.
something, you have to give something.
Yeah, so but like
It's
I'm
not like-
giving you this 3D printer.
Okay, but
Okay, but the 3D
Okay, but giving the 3D printer stuff doesn't make like infinite copies of something.
Okay, think about it this way: you have a printer, right?
Yes,
You don't have any ink. How are you going to print something?
I don't because I don't
Exactly.
have ink. So the ink
You're-
is the material?
Yes, you're asking like, so you're essentially saying like, how can we ever run out of, printing something if we
Yeah.
don't have ink in the printer? Well, then you're just not going to print anything because you don't have the ink to make something. Same way, if you're going to cook, like,
Yeah.
why doesn't a burger just show up right now?
I mean, in Spy
Because
Kids
you need
it
all
does.
because you need all the ingredients to put together to make it. You need something to get something.
So it's like every reaction has an opposite and equal
Not quite.
reaction.
Not quite, but
Oh, okay.
I mean that is a scientific thing, but that doesn't really apply.
so every reaction has a possible equal and opposite reaction.
See, whenever you like Blue is saying, let's think
It's
you want
it's
to
E equals MC squared, Rob.
Oh,
you want to generate some energy or something, right? Like let's say I go
potential energy.
let's say I go
Or
running.
kinetic.
That's energy, right?
That's kinetic energy. Yes.
But I'm producing heat, and then the heat goes on to do like. There's always something else. You can't have something just controlled and just made, and nothing else happens.
So like, I can't just be. So what I'm saying that you guys are saying is that I'm just saying, here's a car from the 3D printer that I didn't put anything into the 3D printer or any materials.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Not possible.
Yeah. So
you would have had to in order to make
you
the
are
car,
materializing
you would have
something out
had
of
to
nothing.
use the materials to put that car together.
In order to do that, let's say on a large scale, you want to make a body frame. Okay, we'll put the steel in. Then they'll use that steel to create the body frame.
Okay. I thought it just kind of like almost.
I mean, it's very
almost like The Fifth Element. If you've ever seen that movie, where it just kind of makes the human, and it's like zoop zoop zoop. That's how I imagine.
But you've seen Westworld, right?
Of course.
So you know when they were creating, but they were using materials to create those humans.
Oh,
that's the same way.
I just thought it was like a machine was like, I have bones now. Like,
no, like same, like they had whatever material they had, and they were just dispensing it in the way. I mean, that was very similar to how a 3D printer works.
I just look at 3D printers and they're very scary. Like they used to have them all over Colorado State, like all over that library, and people would like use them. And I was like, whoa.
I mean, the only way you could do
that's
something like
crazy.
you're talking about is if we somehow, what I assume would be the fourth dimension, where you can essentially you can appear something out of nowhere, where
you
like
just literally will it to happen.
yeah. So you would have to. Let's say you're like, I want to make a car. And we don't understand the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
Essentially, which is why we don't see it. Think of like a 2D character, right? They're on their paper. They know left or right.
Yes, that's it. They go up and down though, right? And 2D?
Well, up or down on that paper, but it's a 2D plane. And then we show them like X, Y, and then Z. They wouldn't understand Z. They literally could not, because they can't see it.
Yeah,
they don't see the third dimension, right? But we don't see the fourth dimension. We think it's there. For all we know, it's right here.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
What up, fourth dimension?
But we, at least now, don't know how to detect or see it, the fourth dimension. So what we think it is like you have the whole thing. You're like, oh, it's like a wormhole kind of thing. Well, essentially, the other fourth dimension, like this Vex Myth class.
Okay.
You wanted this to just show up, right? Or
This
Blue's like...
This is a really big tangent. This is one of the weirdest tangents we've ever been on.
Blue's like, hey, let me see that Vex Myth class. And we knew the fourth dimension. We essentially teleport this mass to another location instantly.
So like if we're like, hey, Blue, I'm sending you the Vex Myth class now.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't... We don't have like telekinesis or something. But like...
Isn't that fourth dimension?
Well, the fourth dimension is kind of... The way it's kind of described as like a doorway. Like... There's this plane and you open it up, and then like right there's fourth dimension, right? And you can look on the other side of the doorway. You don't see anything, but you go through it's very much like Monsters Inc. Okay, where they walk through those doors. That's like a fourth dimension essentially.
Oh, okay.
That's like a rudimentary
so it's like,
way to look at fourth dimension. Yeah, you go through the door. It's like a portal, and just like that, you can in one step be in this location, and 2 steps be in a completely different location.
Okay,
so that's like me. We had a doorway here into Blue's room. Yeah. Vex Mytho, I put it in there, and it would just show up for him.
Oh, but he wouldn't see you.
Well, because we also can't see the fourth dimension. So that if like that's how it would work, like mass would literally just appear.
Oh, okay.
So the only way we could make it seem like we 3D printed something out of nothing is if we essentially transported it from one location to another.
Is that what like Interstellar kind of did? Like with the whole thing at the end of Interstellar, where he's like in the bookcase and stuff like that.
It's been a little while, but I believe that was his idea of the fourth dimension.
Christopher Nolan's interpretation of what the fourth dimension could be.
That's something similar.
Is there a fifth dimension?
God only knows how many dimensions there are. We only know 3.
We can't even. We got a long way to go, Rob. Right?
No, we still can't even detect and quantify the fourth dimension. So let's start with the fourth dimension.
Okay.
But I believe the dimensions are like fourth dimension. I think is supposed to be space. I could be totally off here. And like fifth is time, or something like the dimensions start going into weird stuff like that. Like fifth dimension's like time travel or something.
Okay, and then sixth dimension is like
I could just be pooping out of my butthole right now, but
which is normally where you poop from.
Yeah, exactly.
In the third dimension, at least.
But in the fourth dimension, who knows? But that's the gist. And,
I mean, in the fourth dimension, you could be like, "Get rid of my poop," and it'd be like.
Well, that's actually what some people are thinking about. Like, we could use the fourth dimension if it is this weird
like
realm.
Trash.
Yeah, like we have like nuclear rods, whatever we can't get rid of. But the problem is that's still somewhere.
Yeah,
it might not be here, but we're still putting it somewhere.
All the demigorgons or whatever.
Yeah,
you're getting
the upside down or whatever.
That's like a fourth dimension, I guess, right?
I don't know what you would quantify that as.
Yeah.
But that's not really the fourth dimension. Just an alternate dimension.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the way I'd put it.
Oh. So, long story short, I can't get a 3D printed car just because I'm
Long story short, don't get a haircut at Walmart. And with that, let's go to the first ad. Welcome back.
That's how you write a story.
GG over easy. Now, I should preface all that too. I enjoy science and I like learning about it, but I also don't claim to know what I'm talking about.
I mean, you wear glasses though, so if I'm going to take anybody's opinion, yours.
These are very rudimentary ideas I've heard about.
Yeah.
That's why I also don't claim to know anything. But that's what I know of fourth dimension, which somehow came from 3D printing and haircuts. Anyway, none of that was even in the...
that was a sweet conversation though, dude. I learned a lot. I don't know about you listeners, man, but let me just tell you, my world has been flipped upside down.
Also, all came from just, hey, some guy sent this in my P.O. box. What's that made out of? Hey, can I 3D print anything?
Well, I just thought like if we're 3D printing a Vex Mythoclast, why can't I 3D print water?
Yeah, we're not.
I think we're done with the topic. I think we've gone as deep as we can go. All right,
dude, not cool. Oh my god, you broke his back.
God, Blue's dead. Okay, he's fine. All right, we broke your back.
You pissed me off so bad, and now you just break me. This is how far we've gone.
Okay, so we'll move on to, because technically I think we mentioned it in the last podcast at the beginning when we never got to it, which was the whole neighbor story. So we have some crazy neighbor stories. I have one, and then Rob has an even crazier one.
I don't have any. I've never had a bad neighbor story.
I mean, it must be nice, Blue, to have just great neighbors and who just send you cookies and just are like, oh,
it's not that I send me cookies. It's just I never had like a neighbor that's like, I fucking hate this guy. No, it's like
you've never had Stomp McGee above you, like at an apartment, or you've never had fucking music Mike over on the right side of you, just.
Yeah, I've had them all.
I can't say I've had any of those issues.
Damn, very lucky.
I haven't lived in many places in my life, so I have limited what's the word? I have a limited sample like pool here.
I guess siblings, right? I guess would probably be yours.
Yeah. I remember, this is off tangent too, but it's a neighbor story.
Okay.
When I came back from the Destiny 2 reveal, when they like flew everyone out to like the initial reveal of Destiny 2, came back with the footage, and I was like, I gotta crank videos out. I landed at like 2 a.m. So I got back to the apartment. It's like 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. I'm like, I gotta get these videos going. So I started my commentary, and I'm just like recording some videos. Like first one's about like, here's some Titan gameplay.
Yeah.
Or something. So I'm just doing my commentary, and I just hear,
shut up! No way.
From the wall like right next to me. And I mean, to be fair, I've never complained about this guy. But bro, I would like wake up Claire because she's like, yo, let me know when it's happening again. I'd wake up in the morning, start to record videos, and I'm not kidding you, like on cue, 9 a.m. Just going at it.
Bapping or?
No.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't alone. Yeah.
Okay, he was having whoopee.
He was going for it.
Every other morning, same time. I never complained.
Yeah.
I was like, it was a little bothersome, but like as soon as I started like doing something, I couldn't hear it.
You'd be like editing, and then you're like 9 o'clock rolls around, you're like,
yep. Hello? No. Well, I tell Claire, and then she'd be like, no. And she comes and it stopped. And she's like, I don't believe you. So I'm like, okay, now. Like, go. But anyway, so like they did that. They would have parties and never complained.
Yeah.
But that one morning.
As soon as you're doing some Destiny commentary.
I was trying to do commentary. Yeah. He was over it. So then I was like, so all those Destiny 2 videos that came out like that.
And you're like, you don't want any trouble. So you're like,
well, I'd even had like my foam wall at the time. I put it on the wall I was talking to soundproof it even more.
Yeah.
And they'd never complained. And so I was like, this is so odd that like, and I wasn't even like, haha, recorded with my friends kind of stuff too. I was literally like reading a script almost.
Yeah. Like how Dado would like read a script almost.
Yeah. And then we had, Stomp McGee up there.
Oh, I hate Stomp McGee. Well, I didn't have a Stomp McGee when I lived in an apartment because I lived on the top floor because I made damn sure I was going to be Stomp McGee, if anything, and not have Stomp McGee on the bottom. Ooh, that actually brings up, I got 2 stories when it comes to my turn. They're pretty wild.
Yeah, so there's plenty of neighbor stories, really.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share with quite a bit. But this one, most recent, some of you, if you follow me on Twitter, you actually saw me mention something. By the way, about that whole science thing I was talking about, if you can correct me and you know actual stuff, put it down. I'd love to know what I said wrong and learn stuff.
Down there.
I like learning. Anyway, So, new house I moved into a couple months ago, and it's like a newer neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Houses are being built.
Yeah, it's like
Lawns
still
are
a
being put
construction
in.
zone. Yeah. And so this one morning, wake up, taking the puppies out. I'm going to take them potty first, then I'm going to feed them.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to take them out. I was going to take them into the backyard, but landscaping, like we didn't have fences up. Landscaping was still being done, and the people behind us were getting landscaping done. So they had landscapers everywhere. I was like, I'm not even going to bring them in the back so they don't bother anyone. I'll just go in the front. So it's easier. Don't have to worry about it. And I like never do this, but I was like, I don't want them to get distracted. So I go to the front yard. I'm on like my porch or whatever. I look like no one's there. I don't hear anything. I'm like, no distractions. Cool. We can just get in, give them the potty, back in. They're eating. Just a normal day. Yeah, we're just going about our day. So I take them out to the front, little patch of grass. They're going potty. All's well. And then at the time, because of this whole construction thing too, we weren't able to park in our garage. So we're on the driveway. The car's on the driveway to my right. And out of nowhere, while Appa and Olive are peeing and pooping, this little boy runs out of right field.
Little
literally,
boy, what? 5, 6? What are we talking?
Yeah, maybe 6 years old. Running out of nowhere behind our cars. And then runs right next to, he's on the sidewalk on my side of the street and maybe a foot off from the lawn, my lawn.
Yeah.
And he just darts past, like full sprint.
Yeah. Which is going to make any dog or puppy.
So problem is, everyone around the neighborhood recently like loved Appa. Appa's the most lovely dog, but like he's overly nice and aggressive in a way, and that he's just like, love me, hey, new person.
Yeah.
But he's never done anything.
No.
But I mean, at this point, he was like 6 months old, 7 months old, still a puppy, like 13 pounds.
Yeah.
And this kid just darts right in front of him. And Appa was already pooping at the edge of the grass.
Yeah.
So Appa's like, oh, this kid wants to play.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this. And I thought he was trying to play too. I was upset.
I mean, it seems like it. Like,
yeah. I was like, why else would this kid be doing this?
Yeah. And
so it bothered me because like, I got to go get Appa.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Appa, stay. And of course, he doesn't stay. But I say, Olive, stay. Olive stayed this whole story. Just know that
sweet girl,
Olive
man.
did not move from her
Olive.
spot. Yeah.
She's such a sweet girl.
Olive just sat right there, never moved. Love that girl. But Appa, on the other hand, he's now in the middle of the street chasing this kid.
Into a cul-de-sac, right? Like it's kind of like a...
Well, he was just going down the street, which passed the cul-de-sac.
Oh, okay.
And mind you, Olive hasn't... Appa, not barking. He's just wagging his tail, chasing this kid. Never touched him.
Not chasing, but probably more so like trying to run with him.
Yeah,
and,
like running with him. He's
Yeah.
like trying to catch him. Like he doesn't know what's going on. He's just chasing this kid. And so I'm like, so I started to go get Appa. I start like walking there when I hear the kid just banshee scream.
Oh.
Like full blood curdle, like
You would think like the boogeyman is chasing.
So I was like, okay, clearly I've misread this situation. I'm like, what's going on right now? So that's when I start like jogging now to catch up. And I was like literally walking. I was like, and then that happened. I was like, oh God. So I start to run. And out of the cul-de-sac that he's passing comes what I figured out to be, well, rather quickly, was this boy's mom. She comes out holding like her 2-year-old daughter. And immediately she's just running out barefoot screaming, this dog is attacking my son.
Oh my God.
That's what she's screaming. Like, this dog is somebody help. This dog is attacking my son. Yeah.
He's dying.
And I'm like, what? And so, mind you, too, at this point,
what time is it here, by the way?
I mean, like 8:30 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Probably. Yeah, something like that.
Get in school, kid. What you doing? It's 8:30.
I don't know. So, at this point, too, mind you, I come find Appa. He's just in about 3 houses down on the same side of the street as me in someone else's lawn pooping. He's just pooping.
Just in somebody's lawn?
He's just kneeled over right now, like just
squeezing out a log.
Just squeezing it out. And this kid is still running. And he gets to the end of the street, which is like 100 feet away. And he's just bawling his eyes out.
Kids,
and again, mind you,
kids are stupid.
Appa never bit him.
Yeah.
Appa never barked. Appa never touched him. Appa literally just ran past.
Yeah.
Or ran with him for 40 feet and then pooped.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, right, I have to poop. And then just went and pooped.
Yeah.
And so I'm coming to pick up my dog. Yeah. And so, but this lady's like yelling and making a scene, and people are starting to come out, and like the neighbors, and I go to get Appa, and before I'm even getting there, she's at this point yelling expletives at me, like everything in the book. She's calling me all the names, super aggressive.
And you haven't met this woman previously,
never met her.
or anything like that,
right? Never met her. She has no idea the situation because she just came running out of the house. She heard her son screaming.
She's like in mama bear mode for no reason.
So I would have understood. She comes out. She doesn't know what's happening. She sees her son crying, screaming.
What's going on?
Running away from a dog. Fair enough. Like, okay, what's going on? Let me assess the situation. But she immediately just jumps to screaming and then attacking me. Because mind you, too, this whole time, she never went to check on her son.
She just wants to yell
Not
at
even
somebody.
the first thing. Yeah, she came to me and my dog. No, it wasn't like...
She's not, hey, are you okay, Timmy?
Hey,
like,
what happened? Here, talk to me. What happened?
Give me a hug,
What was
Timmy.
this? Yeah. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Yeah.
She just immediately went to me.
Yeah.
And so
First of all, why aren't you watching your kid, lady?
Yeah.
Like, can we just get that out of the way? You got a 6-year-old just running around?
Which, mind you, like we said, it was a new thing. Construction zone. He was coming from the construction zone too, mind you. So unsupervised.
No hard hat?
No hard hat.
Oh my God.
Jeez, I should have called the police. Unsupervised, comes out of this work zone early in the morning. She's nowhere to be found. She's holding her 2-year-old daughter by the waist, yelling all this stuff.
Yeah.
So already starting
holding her upside down by one leg. What are you doing?
And so I was just going to be like, all right, I'm just going to pick up Papa. I'll go over, explain what happened. Yeah. It's a complete misunderstanding. Nothing happened. Like, apologies. Like, does he want to meet Appa? Because we had one scare where it turns out one of the neighbors behind us she's like 3 or 4. She's afraid of dogs because like a year ago she was bit.
Oh.
So Olive was out there, and Olive can just be a little jumpy.
Yeah, very.
And just kind of like,
yeah.
So she like barked once, and the girl just freaked out.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, oh, we're so sorry. So we brought Olive over. And we're like, does she want to meet her? So she met Olive. Turns out she loved him.
Yeah.
Got past it. We got her like a little dog toy.
Aww,
yeah, like it all worked out well.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna do that. Like, hey, let's meet him. Like my dog's super nice. He would never do anything. Again, he's a puppy.
Yeah. He's just excited.
13-pound corgi puppy, by the way. This is what is chasing this kid. And so...
And Appa is bones, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
he's not a big
the
dog.
No, he's nothing on him. So I was just going to pick him up, do that. But then this all happened, so I'm like, all right. The only thing she wants to do is escalate this. So I'm going to go back to my house. Yeah. Take some time. Let it de-escalate.
Because I bet you're getting
back over.
Too. Like...
Well, I'm just like, what? And one of the neighbors comes out too and is like, what's going on? And she's like, this and that. And he comes over and like sees my dog and everything.
Painting fake news.
Picking him up. And the neighbor goes, wow, she's overreacting a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he said that to me. I was like, yeah, you think? And there was also like some random construction worker that was around that was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because she was like just screaming top of her lungs.
Bloody murder. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I just pick up Papa. I go back to my house. Again, instead of checking on her child, she follows me to my house. I get in, and as soon as I get in, she's bump, 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 like pounding on the door, yelling
Karen,
like,
give
open
it a
up.
Break.
Yeah. Yelling like, open up.
That's not her real name, by the way. I'm just using a fake name.
I don't actually know her real name, and I never want to. So she was like pounding on and stuff. And at this point, I was like, Claire, you got to answer that. Yeah. Because Claire's like, what is going on? Yeah. And I was like, nothing. Yeah. But this girl's crazy. Because I had Appa. And Olive was like eating currently, so I had to like take her, put her in, like take him away from the situation for now, so she can't even say anything. Claire answers the door. The lady starts threatening us, and she also threatened us with her kids. She was like, "If your dogs are going to terrorize my family, I'll get my kids to terrorize yours." I was like,
she's like threatening you in front of a cop, or like
no, the cop wasn't there.
Oh, no cop yet.
But she's saying this to Claire, and then saying all this stuff that evidently happened, and she's like, your fiance is like jerk or whatever, and he did all this or something. And of course, Claire is like, all right, like lady, like calm down. I don't know what you're doing here, or you come into our house and also
you just want to be mad,
right? So she's like, we'll just talk to you later. And the lady's like, I'm going to call police. And she's like, all right, yeah, fine, like go ahead, do it.
No, please, no, not the police. No.
So she ends up calling the police, which then goes to animal control. And this whole time, too, while she's telling the story, she's going to every neighbor and telling them how horrible of people we are.
Oh, my God.
And she even told this to Claire later.
Yeah.
And she's just going down our entire street, the cul-de-sac, knocking on everyone's door. And at first, I was worried. I was like, oh, great. Like, everyone here's going to... But then I thought, if I was a neighbor and some crazy lady knocked on my door and was like, yo, these people are horrible.
Yeah.
I'd be like... Are you sure?
Maybe you should look in the mirror, lady. Yeah. Like, you're holding your 2-year-old by her foot upside down, complaining to me, who I could honestly care less about. Like, I could care less about neighborhood drama. The fact you're coming into my door and bringing neighborhood drama to me just shows you're the cause of it.
Yeah. So I was like, so I realized, I eventually got to the point, I was like, all right, if anyone's going to believe her, then they're crazy too. Yeah. Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And so I'm still like getting down from all of it. you know me, I avoid confrontation.
Absolutely.
And I do my best to never
hate
upset
that.
anyone.
Yeah.
Like, it upset me because the stuff this lady was telling me and like trying to say what I was
and
without
like
even
the
knowing
picture
me.
she was like trying to paint of you.
Of me specifically too, and like with my dog and Op and Oliver, essentially my kids. They're the closest thing I've got to them. I love them.
Yeah.
They're like my family. So she's like attacking my family. I'm scared for some reason Op is going to get like taken away. Or God
you're
only
thinking
knows
worst case scenario.
whatever story she's going to spin. So Claire, we let it die down a little bit, and Claire's like, let me go back over, and maybe I can like, calm her down.
Woman
we'll
to woman kind of have
she's like, yeah, maybe it's not best if you go. So she went over, and the lady comes out of her house, and they're talking in their driveway, and the lady's just still crazy.
Holding her baby upside down, yelling at you guys.
Telling like, that's when she's like, I told everybody you're horrible, in different words.
Let's go TP him, dude.
Yeah, she's like,
That would make
called
the situation
the cops.
way better.
They're
Yes.
coming. Yeah, she and Claire was trying to explain like, well, like you were protecting your family. We totally understand that. We were protecting mine. She goes, no, you weren't. They're just dogs. And
what like a stupid thing to say, man.
So Claire goes like, clearly, I guess you guys don't have animals. No, we hate them. It's like, so you obviously have no idea what it even is like to have something like that, or a connection with like an animal like that. So she doesn't understand that like we're also just protecting
You don't understand
ours.
love because you don't have kids.
Right.
You millennials.
Yeah.
Like,
and raising your kid to
this boomer.
She said like, yeah, we hate them. Well, it's probably because you're teaching them and raising them to be
afraid of animals.
Terrorized. Yeah.
If you're going to be afraid of an animal, any animal you see, you're going to be like scared of.
I mean, if your kid is thinking he's going to die to a 13-pound corgi puppy, then you've got some bigger problems.
Exactly.
So nothing got through, and we're like, all right, whatever. We're going to wait until the cops get here. So the cops show up. It's animal control.
Now, is it with animal control? Is it like a separate cop, or is it like it's still a cop?
Yeah, it's just animal control.
Okay.
Like the police take it and then they just
they say
forward
hey,
it to like animal control. Okay. So he had this whole thing, and he's like, hey, like we got her side of the story. What's yours? Can I see the dog?
Yeah.
He's like, normally
expecting
it
to
helps.
see like a
it always helps to see the dog. Oppa comes down, happy, wagging his tail, like licking,
being a dog,
licking his boots, stuff. Yeah, just being happy, lovey, because that's what Oppa is.
Yeah,
literally. He's too wholesome.
Like you said, he might just be only aggressive because he wants you to love him so badly.
Yeah.
Like, and he just is pushy with having love showered onto him.
The only thing he's guilty of.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, yeah, that's definitely not what I was expecting. Like writing that as notes and stuff. And he took my side of the story and he's like, yeah, we know she's crazy. He's like, I can't really say that. But he's like, you should have heard the story she was saying with us.
Just like fake news.
She probably, for all I know, she told the animal control it was a 12-pound, it was a 120-pound tiger.
Yeah.
And, like bit off the leg. And like God only knows what she was spinning. And so like he already knew.
It's almost as if Harold, Blue's monkey.
Dude, pops out the Glock. Animal control dude's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but your animal has a Glock in his hand.
No, we know. He has a license.
She said a monkey was chasing him with a gun. I don't know what that's about. Like, oh, Harold, go upstairs. Go upstairs, Harold.
Harold, put the Glock away, Harold.
So he comes, does that, and he's like, we like, trust me, we know, but she's pushing us so hard, we have to do something. So he gave us a warning, just because she was like so intent on just something so adamant. Happening. Because to be fair, and this is my fault, I'll fully admit
Didn't have him on a leash.
Didn't have him on a leash. Which I didn't think I did. Like, that's why I checked.
Yeah.
And normally I don't have him on leashes. They're pretty good. Like Olive, that's why. Like, she sat.
Yeah.
She's totally fine. But Oppa's been a tougher cookie to crack.
Yeah.
Or not to crack, whatever you call him.
Bake. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. So that's why the kid took me out for a surprise. Because I went out without them and checked. I was like, all right, yeah, there's nothing here. No distractions. Poop, pee, we're back in. It wasn't even supposed to be a big thing. So yes, apparently, like as soon as the animal leaves your property to run anywhere else, that's when it's a violation. Yeah. So I was like, that's totally fine. I understand that, and I've never not had them on a leash now. And then we eventually got a fence, thank God. Now I can just let them out in the back. But so I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So I got like a warning. But then we also like filed a report with the sheriffs, like a log of what she said and everything.
That bitch is crazy.
Well, we did it as just like safety so that we don't have a record. So if something else happens, they can look back.
Yeah, and say like...
we already have a thing. the worst part is just being anxious now every time I go. Like,
well, have you seen her since then, or like
I've seen her, but I certainly haven't.
Like said, "Hey,
no,
Stacy,
Hey,
I'm
crazy
staying away.
old shit.
you
Yeah.
crazy
Remember my
hag."
dog?
I mean, for a while, I was worried about her husband because I was like, if she's spinning this story to them, imagine maybe her husband's out of control, and then she's like, they did this to our son or whatever, and then he was going to show up. Who knows?
Well, if anybody's gonna know their wife more than anybody,
he's probably like, I expected them to come over and be like, sorry, dude, she's crazy, like something like that.
Her husband or her dad is very extremely wealthy, and I'm gonna be honest.
Like it's hard to explain. So he never came over though, and we just never gonna associate ourselves with them. But the cool thing that came out of that though was he's like, what's the name of the dog? Appa. He goes, oh, like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, and he goes, I actually went to high school with the guy that voiced Aang.
No
like,
way.
Yeah, he's like, I was friends with him. I was like, what?
He's like, yeah, his phone number.
As he's writing my like warning or whatever, but I was like, dude,
did you pay a fine or anything like that? Like
just a warning.
Okay, so
I mean that was it. Like he had to do something.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, I'm sure there will be a fine or something. Never gonna let it happen again.
Yeah. Well, they go out in the backyard now. So.
Yeah, but like all that came from literally nothing.
Yeah.
I know I was at fault. He wasn't on a leash, but everything else, blown out of proportion.
All it should have been was, hey, Timmy, why are you crying? Oh, Mom, this dog was chasing me. Oh, why is that dog chasing you? Oh, sorry, it just wasn't on a leash. He's a puppy. Like, can you pet him?
You just saw your son run right in front of him.
Like, oh, yeah, sure, pet him, Timmy. Oh, it's actually a nice dog. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm Christian. Oh, I'm crazy lady. Like, nice to meet you. That's all it should have been. But instead, she wants to be
into just... I was like,
it almost sounds like she just wanted to be mad at something, or like one of those people that are just so bored with their day that just need to be really angry or doing something with their time other than just sitting around.
I was so upset.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
It's like Appa. Like, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
It's like, this doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. So my story is not so much. So I was going to tell one story, but I got another story now.
Oh.
So this was my sophomore year of college. It's not so much a neighbor, more so a roommate. So it was me and my buddy Heron, and then we had a random roommate. And we got a random roommate. We'll say his name was Greg. And Greg was...
I hate Greg.
Yeah,
we didn't like Greg. He was just so different than Heron and I. Like, we were kind of like... Not partiers, but like we would drink.
You can say it.
Yeah, we would like drink and we would chill and stuff like that. But
fucking introvert.
I hated Greg. All right, Greg sucked. Greg sucked. He was like... Hey guys, like, are we gonna split the plates, or what are we gonna do? Like, are we labeling in the fridge? It's like, oh, bro, like, just whatever. So, but then Greg like drops out. So sick, Greg's gone.
Nice.
So we get a random roommate. We'll say his name is Ed.
We really hate Ed.
Wow.
It's not that we hated Ed, dude. We were more so scared of Ed. Ooh. So like, Ed would literally sleep all day. He would literally sleep all day, not go to class. Wouldn't talk to us. He would go into his room and sleep. And then on the weekends, he would party hard, bro. To this, but like not like
so
party hard,
it takes
like
5 days
not like party hard in the sense of like, I'm gonna drink 3 beers and go out and hang out with my college friends. It was more so like, I'm gonna take 2 ketamine pills while I take this fucking shot of tequila and try and jump out the window. Kind of crazy. So, like, the first weekend we're hanging out with this guy. Granted, dude, we lived with this guy for a week and a half. 2 weeks, tops. First weekend we're together. We're all hanging out. We're talking and stuff. He finds out my roommate has a prescription for, like, his anxiety. So he has, like, what's the one pill that everybody takes in college that helps you really
Xanax.
think? Adderall. It was Adderall.
Yeah.
So it was Adderall. So he finds out that my roommate has, like, his prescription of Adderall. So he like breaks into his room, bro, and just starts taking like 5 of them, dude, and starts like drinking with it.
Oh,
and we're like, Ed, bro, like chill out, dude. Like you're scaring us, man. At one point in that night, we were literally in Heron's room, closed the door, dude, and he was like banging on the door to like let him in and like hang out with us. And we're like, Ed, like you're freaking us out, man. Like just go away. So
read the room, man.
So like that, and then like Heron tells me that night too, because I had like gone to bed and I'm not hanging out with Ed. I'm freaked out.
Screw it.
He was literally opening the window, and you know how like the windows will have the screen, just a screen barrier, right? He was literally headbutting the screen door So like trying to like jump out of the like we lived on the 4th story at this time. So we think at that point he was trying to jump out of the 4th story window in front of us. Flash forward to the next week. We meet his sister. His sister comes over. She's super sweet, very pretty, very cool, and she was just really nice. And she was like, and it was very weird because we never really thought like Ed was like had any problems or anything like that, like mentally or anything like that. But she.
Yeah,
I really did. I guess I was just a naive like 20-year-old who just thought everybody was as happy as me.
I think you just had to, if you just verbalized this, you would have been like, wait.
I feel like on paper, this sounds pretty fucking serious, Rob.
Yeah, dude, it gets. I'm not kidding you, dude. It gets crazier. So this is like Friday night. We meet his sister. She's like, hey, really appreciate you watching out for Ed. You guys don't really know like what he's been through, but like Ed's been through a lot. And we moved from California to get him over here. So we're just like very thankful that he has like a group of friends. And then like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I ain't this motherfucker's friend. Like,
well, he's probably like right home. Oh, my roommates are the best.
Well, exactly. And I'm just trying not to say exactly. I notice I say exactly a lot when I edit this, so I'm trying not to say exactly. Anyways,
exactly why we should go to an ad break real quick. Oh, continue this story in a second, Rob.
I will. It gets juicy, dude. All right, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome.
So where I left you guys off, we were meeting Ed's sister.
We were all jumping off the 4th story.
Yeah, we were all having a great... Dude, don't beat me to the punch here.
Sorry, I didn't actually. No.
So we meet Ed's sister. She's very nice. Tells us Ed has been through a lot. That night goes by. So that was probably like around Friday, 3 o'clock we meet her. And then we all go out. I come back home around maybe 10:30, 11. Becky drops me off from having a party at 6:10. I head up. Okay, I'll tell this part, dude. I don't really tell this part, dude, because it like really fucked me up for a little bit. I didn't have a key fob, and to like get into an apartment or something, you need like a key fob.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just go in the back, and so I go into the back way, and I see somebody laying on the ground, and I just hear. And then like I look inside and I see like people like looking around like on their phones and stuff like that, and I just thought, dude's drunk, not my problem.
He jumped.
I go back to the front. Someone lets me in. I go upstairs.
Yeah, you're like, I was going the back way, dude, but there's someone.
Yeah, well so Wes is asleep in his room, and I go and just watch South Park, and I'm maybe up there 15-20 minutes. Get a call from Heron. Heron goes, dude, I am at, what did you just say? And he goes, Ed jumped out of the 4th story building. Cops are heading up to our room right now as we speak. And granted, I'm in college, so I mean, I had like a grab bong on the counter and shit like that, like a bunch of stuff. So, cops. So, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, wait, what is going on? So I open the door. 8 cops run in, like, and they're just like, is anybody else in this room? I'm like, no, I think Wes may be in his room. I don't know where Wes is. So they just start banging on Wes's door. Wesley, are you there, Wes? Finally, Wes like wakes up. He's like, what's going on? Like, Wes is kind of an out there kind of kid. Super cool. I miss you, Wes. I hope you're doing good.
We like Wes.
Yeah, I do. I really root for him. So the cops come. We're talking to like 8 cops. Basically, they're like, hey, we see like stuff in here that you're not supposed to have, but that's not why we're here. Your roommate, Ed, jumped out of the 4th story window. Well, I don't think it was 4. It must have been 5th, dude. It was 5 stories or 4 stories. And the fucked up part was he didn't jump from like our apartment window. In the hallway window, you know how they have like on the very bottom windows, they have like little things you can crank kind of open. He literally like army crawled through that little hole, bro, and jumped out of the 5th story like roof head first, bro. And the kid,
so sad.
And the kid who I saw on the ground in the back was Ed. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm not telling him that I saw him. I was like, I can't let anybody know that like I saw him before. I must have missed him jumping out of that window, dude. I'm 10, 15, 20 seconds, dude. If I'm there 10, 15 seconds earlier, I see it happening. So thank God I didn't like see it happen. So cops come in, they're like questioning me and Wes, like, hey, what'd you guys do today? What'd you guys like end up like, do you know Ed? Like, what's up with Ed? And I'm like, we don't know, man. We've literally lived with this dude for like 2 weeks and he's nuts. He's crazy. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So like the manager of like the apartment comes in, he goes, hey, we checked the footage, no foul play involved. And Wes goes, you literally thought we like killed our roommate or something? And they're like, we just gotta like check everything, man. So Wes is like, whatever. So Wes goes back. So like the cops leave and Wes and I are just sitting there like, oh my God, dude. Like, what is up with Ed? So we go into Ed's room. Thankfully, somehow they didn't lock it. They didn't do anything. So we were like able to go in there. And it's just like, you know, just an apartment room. Like it had like a bed, a desk, a blank walls, and maybe like one poster. Open the desk, dude. Like a yellow journal just in there. Grab it, dude. Open it. First page, dude. It says, you need to get help. Next page. It says, no, I don't need any help. Next page. Yes, you do. Go check yourself into a hospital. He was like literally like schizophrenic. And then like it was crazy. Like we were literally reading that freaking out, man. We're like, oh my God. Like he had some like serious like problems. And it was like really sad. That like, because each page would be like, please go get help, Ed. Like, you really need to go get help. And it was like written not nicely. It was like written like all over the page.
Right.
And then you flip it over and like really nicely written was like, no, I don't need help. Like, I'm doing okay. And the next page would be crazy writing. Go get yourself checked in, you idiot. And like stuff like that. So, like about 2 weeks go by. And we don't hear anything. We don't hear anything from like the hospital. We don't hear anything from anything. His mom and dad and sister show up, dude. And they're like, hey guys, we weren't really honest with you guys about like Ed's like situation. And he's like was in rehab for about 1.5 years for his schizophrenia. And we didn't like tell anybody that because we wanted him to like try and have a normal life and stuff and have him like live on his own for the first time in a long time. And we're really sorry. And we were like, we're sorry. Like we could have helped him or something or like tried to be there for him. And like it ate at me for a really long time that like I saw him laying down on the ground and like didn't do anything to help. So like that ate at me for like a really long time. And then I got a call about 3-4 months later that he was like in a coma still and just at the hospital. And they were like, do you want any updates on him? And I was like, no, not really. Like I'm actually very terrified of him. And I hope he does okay. I don't know where Ed is nowadays or anything like that. But like that was probably the craziest roommate story that I ever had. I never like in a million years thought I would have somebody like that. It really messed up Heron for a long time, I guess. Cause like Heron wasn't able to like study from it or stuff like that. So it was definitely super weird, and I hope you're doing okay, Ed. Like if you're still with us, man, because that was some like heavy stuff, and I couldn't believe that I went through something like that. Because my parents were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I just can't believe like that was like even a thing." And then like,
well, weren't you also really close to the like 1 or 2 people that hanged themselves in the towers?
No, well, I wasn't close with them. I knew who they were. So for a little bit of backstory, we went to Colorado State, and I lived in
Go Rams, baby. I don't actually care.
We suck.
I have no allegiance,
We suck.
And I dropped out.
I dropped out as well, and it raised my tuition to build that stadium. Thanks, Tony Frank. That's why you got fired. Anyways, so I lived in Durwood, which is like one of the towers, and I met the person about like it wasn't my floor meeting. It was like I forget what it was. It's something where like you meet everybody in your dorm and stuff like that. And I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, like they hung themselves. And it was like I lived on the 10th floor, and I think it was the 9th floor that did it. I think it was the room also that was directly underneath me because I was 1020, and I think it was 920 that it happened in.
I'm gonna make a bad joke.
Oh, oh, come on, man, 420.
I was gonna say they were so tired of you being Step McGee or whatever. They're like, I can't take it anymore.
Oh man. But yeah, so I
Blue,
lived.
this is what we do. Okay, we talk about absolutely everything we weren't supposed to.
This has gone this went from bad neighbors to, by the way, my
Schizophrenic
roommate
and
had
trying to
serious
kill
mental
themselves.
Yeah,
issues.
dude, it was
and also,
crazy, man. It was really wild, and I felt like really bad about it for a really long time because I felt like I should.
I mean, we're talking about this. I could go deep, but I don't think we have enough time left in the podcast. Like,
Do it.
We'll save it. I mean, for next time.
we'll save it for next time because we're already at an hour and we haven't even gone through half of the things.
We haven't talked about anything.
We haven't
Wait,
talked
wait.
about anything other than
I got
three
through my
crazy-
one. I got through the one
Like,
neighbor story.
You did, and I got through.
We went from neighbor to roommate,
To
and if we're going down that path, I could. Damn, like I didn't have a neighbor story, but I've certainly got college stories.
Hey,
but
we take them all.
Jesus Christ!
At this point, it's
Oh my God!
yeah. We have one neighbor story.
I like that was like. I mean, he was my neighbor in a sense. I guess it was more so a roommate. I guess that's a little
Yeah.
different, but that was my story of my.
Yeah, so Fruits was this crazy lady tried to frame my dog for being psycho and rabid, and Rob's
Rob's like, I almost saw a man
this dude
die right
has
in my eye.
schizophrenia,
Dude.
and I literally was scared for my life. And also, by the way, he jumped from a building.
Yeah.
Like, what? How do
Dude,
we,
I had
what-
like
that's-
I have a Columbia flag that I had hung up in my room, dude. And like he was smoking cigarettes in like my room one night because that's what fucking Ed did was just smoke cigs. And like
You wake
one
up
time,
and
and
he's
he
like,
was like so like fucked
Hey, man.
up. He was like so fucked up. He was like he like dragged his like cigarette across my flag, so I had like an ash stain. I had to like throw that flag away, dude, because like that ash stain like freaked me out. That I felt like he was
Yeah.
like still with me, and like this sounds crazy, dude, but we went through Ed's room with like sage and stuff like that. I'm not like that, dude. But when I read, I'm not kidding you. It was literally like the Zodiac kind of journal, man. Like when I opened it, demons flew out
power
of
of
there.
Christ. Compels
Yeah,
you.
dude, and it was just it
Power of
freaked
Christ
me
compels
out. And like our buddy Max, who like lived in Grand Junction at the time, was moving in. And I was like,
I could see Heron totally doing it. Like, guys, we need to sanctify this
and,
room.
And that's what it was.
Or
Heron was
purify.
like, I got sage. I was like, what is that? And he goes, it gets rid of demons. I was like, I saw that
All right.
journal. Like,
Like, you may not be
yeah.
wrong.
So that's
I mean, not a thing to joke about though.
No, not
Schizophrenia.
at
Like
all.
he was clearly mentally ill, and
yeah. And it was like, and
I don't think it was right. I think the parents were in the wrong.
exactly, and that's what it was. Like that's why I think they came to us and like apologized because like they didn't reveal that to the apartment complex, or they didn't reveal that to us.
They didn't reveal that to anyone.
No, they didn't tell anybody.
That is so
Yeah,
fucking
they didn't tell
irresponsible.
anybody.
I'm actually kind of
So-
upset at that.
And that's why like when we first met Ed's sister and she was like, hey, we really appreciate you guys, because I don't think she knew. I think she was under the impression that we knew, but we had like no idea. That's why
Yeah.
we were like, why was she like so like thankful for us like hanging out with Ed, or being more so not hanging out with him but living with him, like
Yeah.
having him down the hallway. So that was like pretty wild, and it used to eat at me a lot that I didn't help him, but in a sense he hopefully did get the help that he needed, and I hope you're doing good, Ed.
Yeah, my dorm stories were really tame because I went in as comp sci. So they put me in the comp sci wing,
What is that?
computer science.
Oh yeah.
So I was in the computer science wing.
Oh, that's like
A whole bunch of
L
think computer science kids.
L7 wieners.
Like, I don't mean, but it was very stereotypical.
Yeah.
And I dropped out of computer science after the first week, but I stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole freshman year, I was in the computer science wing. And you might be like, oh, they're closet crazy. Nope. Just really antisocial and awkward.
Yeah.
And,
Did you
It
like
was-
your roommate?
oh, I mean, I roomed with Corey.
Oh, okay. I thought you
so
had
my
a
roommate
rando.
was cool, but no.
Oh.
The rest of the wing was
Oh.
just,
See, my roommate
Jesus.
Jake dropped out like the second week of school, and then I didn't have a roommate from
it'd be tight.
the first semester, the second semester, and then they tell me, "Hey, you don't have a roommate. You're going to pay double if you don't get a roommate." Yeah,
Why is that on you?
exactly. So, well, this is when it gets tight. I go, then find me one. They never found me one. So I literally had my whole freshman year, I had a 2-bedroom
That's
like
so sick.
place to myself. It was sick. But then again, I didn't have anybody to keep me accountable, like going to class and stuff. Like it wasn't like, oh, if I don't go to class, Jake's going to show up and see me, my ass not doing anything. So if anything, it kind of sucked because I went into academic probation my first semester
really?
because, yeah, dude, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything but play Destiny 1, right?
Well,
Isn't
I played, no, that was next year. I was sophomore. Freshman
right,
year
it
was League of Legends. For
Freshman
me.
year was GTA 5 for me.
I remember when that came out.
Yeah,
360.
Yeah, that's like when it was big for me.
Well, I guess next episode we'll have to save some of those stories so we can start to hear some of Blue's juicy college stories.
I have a college story too.
Well, I spent significantly less time in college, so I don't have nearly. Well, I do have one really good one, but
we'll save the college stories next time because people are going back to school.
We'll say.
Well,
actually, yeah.
I mean, we're a little late.
I mean, back to school was about a month ago, but we'll still save the stories.
But that seems very us to show up to like the party right now. Be like, hey, back to school.
Hey, did you ask Samantha to homecoming yet?
Homecoming's probably just to happen.
No,
honestly.
homecoming's about happening right now.
Yeah, I was going to say probably happening. Okay. Anyway, let's actually get to some of these things on the list. I think from now on though, we just start the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
because we always like, hey, I'm in today's podcast.
Yeah,
and then everyone's like, wait, where was the? You guys didn't even, and then you didn't even. Yeah, you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So we're just gonna be like, hey, we don't know what we're talking about.
We're gonna quick rapid fire these.
Yeah. So let's start. Last of Us Part 2. Just showed on the Sony State of Play.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I love Last of Us. Blue just Craigasm.
Yeah,
dude, it looks so good. I don't even know. Like, Last of Us was like top 5 game for me easy. It's probably
one of my favorite narrative single player games ever.
It's gonna be it's gonna be incredible.
Now,
Naughty Dog can do no wrong.
I only saw like the 3.5 minute trailer. Was there like gameplay or anything?
I don't know.
Not really.
I don't think
so. It was just that like 3.5 minute trailer.
Pretty much.
It was pretty much mostly
that and the release date.
I mean,
that
was all
dope.
just cinematic.
Yeah. It definitely set up.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty obvious what they were setting up to.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the very beginning, like what the twist appears to be and what she's avenging. I mean, I guess it's not even spoilers. I think what they're trying to say is these people killed her girlfriend.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It definitely comes off as like a revenge story for sure.
So I'm
which
assuming
is dope. I love revenge stories.
There's got to be some kind of a twist.
Yeah.
Because they just made it way too obvious. Or maybe that is it. Who knows? Yeah. But they seemed like they wanted to make it a little mysterious. But anyway, I mean the
first one starts off as like Joel's like family dies and he kind of runs into Ellie, and then the story actually becomes
kind of the other way around.
Yeah.
Well, and also
it starts as like avenging his family, but then it turns into like protecting Ellie and putting Ellie in the best kind of spot possible.
Well, and I like that this story too is like, yeah, there are zombies, but we're pissed and we're killing these humans. Yeah. It's not even these zombies, like these people need to die.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about The Last of Us 2. It's like you're not just killing zombies, you're also killing like other like factions or cults or like whoever it is trying to kill you at that point.
They kind of made it clear at the end of The Last of Us as well that humanity was starting to figure out how to live.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot how it ends.
Post-apocalypse.
Spoilers, I think, for the first one if you haven't played it. Blue, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like Ellie has like a type of blood where she can like not turn or something like that, and then
she basically can't get infected. Yeah. She's immune to whatever the zombies.
And then at the end, it's like they want to kill Ellie to like take her blood and her organs and all that kind of stuff and like test her. And then Joel finds out that like they're gonna kill her, and then they basically turn her into a test subject. And obviously they don't go into like specifics, but they essentially say, hey, we know we can create a vaccine if we basically cut her open like a science class frog experiment, right?
I mean, and if you look at,
and Joel finds out and he's like, oh, fuck that, dude.
One life for a million.
I was gonna say, I mean, when you like, if you put it like that and it's gonna work.
Well, okay, so what if Olive is the key to that,
but that saves everyone else? I think I'd have a hard time, but I would have to sacrifice, especially for me. That would be more. I would have to sacrifice Olive, and that would probably tear me apart. But I'd rather do that and save everyone else. Yeah. Like if you knew, this will get us a vaccine.
It'd be hard.
Well, and that's the reason why the story is so good in Last of Us 1, because Joel had already lost everything, and when you're at that state of mind where you're going to lose everything again,
I don't blame him.
You have a completely different mindset of what you don't want to lose.
But I think that's always the best story. Is when there's no clear, like when it's gray.
Yeah,
there's no clear black
and white.
See
like, this is villain.
Yeah,
is like saying, or like the bad guy, or the protagonist is kind of. Then that's what makes I think Infinity War one of my favorite movies ever. Because if you look what Thanos is saying, he's right. Everything is finite. Like if human
if we
life.
snapped half the earth, we'd probably be doing a little bit better.
Oh, we'd be doing great, you know? Like, just come on, not me. Like,
miss me.
But like,
Not me.
Last of Us is one of my favorite games ever. Like, I think, I forget what the difficulty scale is, but I think I did like Grounded, which is not the hardest. I think Hardened is the hardest, or I don't really remember what it is, dude, but completing that game on Grounded is still one of my greatest video game achievements of all time.
I Grounded is the hardest one though, for sure. I think.
Is it? Oh, maybe I did do it on the hardest.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Grounded is it.
What's the second one then? Maybe.
So I think it's Survivor is. So you finish the game and you get Survivor.
You've never played through The Last of Us?
I haven't. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, and I just spoiled this, dude? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh.
You could have just said no.
Well,
and
no,
Rob
no.
literally
I'm
said
not upset with you about
spoilers.
spoilers.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like...
You need to play it, though, man.
Well, so...
I mean, but like as a YouTuber, I mean...
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is I watched my brother play through most of it.
Oh.
Like, my older brother...
okay.
When
when did Last of Us come out? Like,
I mean, I was in high school, I think. And
Was it
Dylan was
that
in college,
long
but he was
ago?
there, yeah. And
God.
he was
crazy.
playing through it. And so I was watching him. It was a little painful because he's not quite as good.
Yeah, he's not...
He was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember seeing the gist. I never got that far.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always meant to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never found the time.
You should.
And so I think at the very least, yeah, I'll try and do something before the
Yeah,
Last of
right
Us do.
before it comes out.
But
I mean, by the time I'm
feel
sure
like
you'll
I-
probably forget about...
I feel like I have to come clean.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay, dude. It's... For me, it's probably the best single player, just story driven game. I think it has a multiplayer.
Yeah, it does.
I never played it. I've heard it's pretty good.
Some people,
I know
like,
Triple
loved
Rec
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
But
It's like a stomping ground.
but one of my all time number one solely.
Like, I know I'm missing out. Like,
Yeah.
I know I need to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think mine would probably be God of War.
See, that's one that like I tried to play and I just started way too difficult on,
Yeah.
and then I quit.
I was watching, you're like, it's like a tutorial. Like, I gotta beat it like 2 hours later. It's like, this isn't gonna happen.
Yeah. I literally got like not even through the tutorial, I don't think. No, I did beat the you beat like the ogre kind of boss.
Yeah, that's like where the story just kind of starts.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
begin.
you like fight that mysterious guy who like I know who that is. Yeah.
Balder.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. It's not.
It's not?
No.
I thought it
You
was.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought
It's
it was
Balder. It's literally Balder.
Thor. I thought it was Thor.
No, it's one of Thor's sons.
That's where I got the mistake. What do we got next on the list here?
Call of Duty beta. And the notes are blue played a lot, not with fruit. Lol.
Bro, okay, first of all, okay, let me explain to you why I didn't play with you guys.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, so
Did
here's
you
the
hate
thing, right? Okay, one, you
I hate
guys
you guys.
really wanted to play normal quick play, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you, the maps were terrible. The maps sucked balls in quick play.
You think they were
I'm gonna
bad
be totally
too?
honest. They
Okay.
are the worst. They're some of the worst
That
multiplayer
sand
maps
map-
I've ever played.
With the one with the cave?
If they deleted that, I would not shed a tear. They can just get away with
I
that.
hated the map so much
My
that I
biggest problem,
stopped playing
too,
quick play.
It's the brightness on that map, dude. Like, if you're outside and they're in a building, they could be standing in the doorway and I don't see them.
Yeah.
It is unreal. Yeah, it's unreal difficult
Terrible.
to differentiate people in that. And
Half the map, they're in a cave
so,
too. Kill streaks are useless.
So, I didn't play quick play, and that's all you guys played. I played the fuck out of Ground War.
See, I didn't like Ground War.
was so fun. I
Ground War
love
was
Ground
fun.
War.
I didn't have a good time with it.
Because at
when I
least
played
Ground
it.
War is like dumb, and you know it's dumb. So when you get killed by stupid shit, it's like, well, I mean, it's Ground War, right? It's just stupid. In quick play, it's like I got killed because I couldn't. The brightness, I literally couldn't tell
Yeah.
if that dude was a fucking vase or if
guess.
that was a dude. This dude in quick play, it's like, okay, everyone's like pre-firing and like hard scoping corners, dope. Whereas in Ground War, it's like it's just stupid, and everything's significantly less stupid because you know everything is so dumb that people start playing dumb, and that makes everything more
Yeah.
fun for me.
I also just
And that
like
was Call of
Ground
Duty.
War because there's also the rare instance when you pop off on like 10 people at once. Like you enter a room behind 10 people and it's just
See, I
like,
never had that.
Yeah, and that's
like it's
dope.
just open season.
I never had that. It was
And
always.
that doesn't, and for me, that doesn't happen in quick play because, like in quick play, okay, one, it takes like 8 years to get behind them, and by the time you get behind them, the spawns have already flipped, so now you're fucked.
I mean spawns are
My issue
Spawns are
with the
the
game
worst.
more than anything is I think camping is now more so rampant than ever. because I think it was you who said that like when you shoot a gun that's not suppressed now, you don't show up on the map or something.
Yeah.
That is so dumb.
I mean, I think that might be like their gimmick they bring to this game, but I hope it doesn't stick.
I hope it doesn't stick either. I hate that. And like when I was playing Ground War, dude, it was more so you fight for C. Everyone has A and B, and then the other team has like D and E. And everyone fights for C, and nobody's trying to capture C really. They just sit there and just look.
Oh, I'm just trying to kill as many people as possible.
Exactly. Like it's
well, that's the fun part for me. It's because the guns feel so unreal good in this game. I don't know if I've ever felt better feeling like shoot guns. So satisfying.
And Call of Duty? Like, you think this is the best Call of Duty shooting game? Like, in the terms of, like, how the guns feel?
I honestly think it might be my favorite feeling guns in any game I've ever played.
Wow.
Well, it's high praise.
They feel awesome.
More than Borderlands?
And the M4, as much as it sucks, like, every single gun, including the M4, just feels so satisfying to shoot for me.
In the forehead.
I just missed the UMP-45. Where is that?
The problem is, though, in quick play, I rarely get to shoot my gun because I spend 8 years peeking corners.
Yeah.
And this is not for me. I know I know a lot of people liked Modern Warfare, and like the way that it's kind of gone toward this more like tactical based game, which I can respect.
I also just prefer Search and Destroy, which they didn't have.
Yeah. I mean, they will.
Yeah, but they had like that one pseudo one, and I did not that.
They'll always have a Search and Destroy. Yeah, it's like a team deathmatch.
It's Search and Destroy, Domination, and then Hardcore Search and Destroy. I don't know if they're gonna have Hardcore in this one.
They have realism, but the difference about realism is so you have like no HUD, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Headshots are one shots, but damage aside from that is normalized. Like it's still regular, which is unlike normal hardcore, which where like everything just killed you in like one shot. Which was cool, but personally, quick play aside from some of the maps, didn't have the biggest problem was like spawns. And like someone had a good point I was reading on the Reddit. They're like, don't worry, they got a month to fix it. Like they got their data. And someone's like, bro, they've been making Call of Duty for like 12 years. If they can't figure out spawns now, like he has a great point. Like this isn't their first Call of Duty.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time they're trying to figure out spawns. Like,
I mean, who's making this one?
Well, and how do you, and how do you make spawns for maps these small though? Like,
I know. Like,
because all of the maps in Modern Warfare in quick play were so tiny, and the few that were big are just such clusterfucks. It doesn't matter.
I hated that one map that was like apartments and stuff, and like you could literally get to like the top one, and it was like a broken kind of building, and like you could like literally oversee the street. And you could literally just sit there.
See, and that one sucks because that one building in the middle, you pretty much have like if you grab that building and you just camp there, you pretty much win the game.
You can't break that,
but. At the same time, I kind of like it because it reminds me like of Modern Warfare 2 and older times where like levels had a little more verticality. And the thing I like about these are it's no longer just 3-lane maps. It's just like this, and that's just it.
Yeah.
It's less symmetrical and stuff, which for a Call of Duty game, I think is fine. Like if I was playing Halo or something, I want like the symmetrical, more competitive. But I think throwing
that's like arena. That's like kind of a different kind of shooter.
But like being able to like, there's not just invisible walls everywhere, and you can actually like get to some places. I think it makes it a little more fun. And that map became a lot more bearable. Like for you didn't get to play much on it. And first times I was playing it, I was like, I feel like I'm getting shot from everywhere. Once you learn it, it gets a little bit better. And like to look like, okay, there's probably someone up here, or like where people can get to. So it got a little bit better. Like only the real map I just hated was that sand map, the desert map.
That cave map is the worst.
That was just
it was just weird.
I was really pissed at the beta for a long time, honestly.
You seem to play a lot of it though, Blue, so that's good to see.
Well, I was trying to find like the diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
because in Call of Duty it's like, oh, just fucking run and gun, and from Black Ops 4, it's like legit, like just run around and fucking just map people and just straight destroy and gunplay and adrenaline and WWE and monster. And in Modern Warfare, it's like, all right, let's take it slow. Let's slow it down. We're gonna go in this corner.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
Group up with our team. We're gonna camp and we're going to take this shot. We're going to hold this hard point and we're going to sit here.
I made some comment about that on the Modern Warfare video recently. And someone's like, I disagree with you, Fruit. I think if you're good, you should play good people.
No,
and man. I'm like, bro, I'm not playing CSGO. I'm not trying to climb a ranked ladder. This is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's pubs. It's what it is.
I
was pointing out in every game I would play, almost no one over 2 KD and everyone. It was literally like people hovered from a 1 point, like across the scoreboard, 1.8 to a 0.8. That's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like that is a competitive. That's what I would expect if I go in ranked.
Yeah.
Not every quick play match.
I don't get, when has skill-based matchmaking ever helped a video game in a positive way?
I mean, in ranked games.
Well, no, but like that's not
In
the
ranked
same
games,
though. Skill-based matchmaking.
As much as people
like,
who play the games a lot don't like it, and I don't like skill-based matchmaking, I'd rather just have random connection-based because I feel like that's higher quality matches. For like people who are really bad at the game, most people are not good. And I know we obviously don't think highly of ourselves at all.
Speak for
But
yourself.
even despite that, we play games a lot more than most people. So naturally, we have a much higher skill floor.
I mean, I totally get that.
90% of the average Joe who plays the game and is not a god.
Yeah, but when I'm playing quick play with like my homies and stuff like that, like
No doubt, yeah.
I
sucks.
don't want them to have to hinder from me too, because if I'm playing with them, it's gonna match me with whoever is the skill, and then all of a sudden my friends don't want to play with me anymore, and then it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
that
I didn't even
sucks.
want to play.
And it's unfortunate.
That's like
But
every person I played on
they
that,
keep
every
limiting
enemy
because it
team,
works.
TTV, they're holding angles, always getting like.
and that's
Literally
not
just,
fun.
but like yeah, it was just like everyone's a pro. I'm like, there's not one
like
Joe
Ground
Ground War,
Schmo.
baby. I didn't feel any skill-based matchmaking in Ground War. Let's get
Well, that's why Ground War was a fiesta, which was
Well,
nice.
yeah. Well, and then that's fun, skill-based matchmaking, if I know I'm signing up for skill-based
And I'm
matchmaking.
like trying to get better, or I'm
you're
trying
into
to
ranked,
climb.
and
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
all right, it's time to
And that's why I don't get
fucking show people I'm a better gamer than them because I have huge dick
about
energy like
multiplayer
that.
games,
But
dude.
yeah,
Just give me a ranking system where I go 1 through 50. Why is that so hard? Like, why can't you just do that? Give me some sort of ranking. Don't give me this glory rank that doesn't tell me anything. Don't give me this skill-based matchmaking that I get in quick play. Just give me 1 through 50. Like, I'm not asking for much, right? Like, it's not crazy to ask for that.
Apparently, are.
Apparently so.
apparently,
But it's just
apparently
like-
so.
I don't want to boot up Call of Duty, especially because I always like to record or have fun or whatever, and sit there in every game just be like, guys, shut up, turn up my audio, listening
Yeah.
for footsteps, holding angles, being careful to push,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. Like that's not Call of Duty for me.
No.
If you want to play that or play rank leagues or whatever, yeah, Ground War. That's why it was fun. Radar was on all the time, and it was just a cluster, and you could flank a couple people,
Yeah.
or like you would die,
Well,
but whatever.
Like Blue said, it's just a
It's a clown
fiesta.
fiesta.
And
Yeah.
when you
It's
do
a clown
that,
fiesta. It's stupid.
you know what you're
It's Call of
signing up
Duty.
for.
I
You
love
know
it.
what you're getting into.
and pubs to some degree should kind of be out there. Like
Absolutely.
some games, I'm up against guys like a full team of that, and I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. And sometimes I'm up against Joe Schmoes, or there's like one god on their team, and then some average. But it's like, it just got really old. Like, yeah, like, oh, but you're getting better or whatever. But like, that's not even how I want to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I want to ape, and sometimes the aping's going to work in a lobby, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But it was like every single time aping's not going to work, which was a shame.
Skill-based matchmaking, dude.
Which like everyone says, like, yeah, it's been in every game, and it has, but it's been toned down. Like even in Black Ops 4, like every game, there's some degree of skill-based matchmaking, but
Yeah.
it's not like cranked up to
Yeah.
this.
Don't
where
get
it's
me
like
wrong.
every game is just like find the same skill, connection doesn't matter, all that kind of stuff.
I don't want to get into a game where kids literally can't move the sticks. Like whatever. Leave those, like whatever their skill is, whatever. But like don't put me in against optic whatever, Like I'm literally just trying to zone out and play Call of Duty and just relive
As much as
my 14-year-old dream.
as frustrating as it is, just skill-based matchmaking is something that's made, and it's why, unfortunately, it's going to continue to be something that gets put into games. Like this isn't even like a trend. Like this is just something that's been the standard for like the past 4 years for games, right?
I just don't get
It's
why
just
it
gonna be
is the
something that keeps
standard,
happening
though.
because they don't
Your
want
biggest audience.
they
are
don't
the
want people
average Joes.
at the lowest end of the spectrum to be like, oh man, this game fucking sucks, dude. They want to be like, oh, that wasn't bad. I had an okay time. I didn't do
Well, I
good,
can
but
play with other people who can't use their thumbs.
You're playing with like
it
this.
is what it is. So
I love Call of Duty.
until it becomes unprofitable for them, where they see like, oh, everyone's leaving the game because of skill-based matchmaking. Then
Is this game gonna have microtransaction like crates and stuff
will.
like that?
You know it will.
It will.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%
after
it will. It
especially
might not at
Black
the
Ops
start.
4, yeah. It'll be the same way with Black Ops 4. Nothing at the start. People will be like, this is great. And then once the reviews it, and then like, so we'll see.
Time for micro.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up doing for micros. I just swear to God, if it's weapons behind a paywall, I'm gonna murder someone.
It's got to just be behind levels.
Black Ops 4. I mean, they just released new DLC. Black Ops 4 again. 3 weapons behind.
Are you serious?
They've done this now.
It's pretty much the same. It's 100%.
Yeah.
That's Activision, though, right?
I would be surprised if...
but Activision as well. And Activision's going to be like, yo, this is so successful. Infinity Ward, you're going to do this. It could be something like that.
Yeah.
Does Activision also look over Infinity Ward as well?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, all the Call of Duties. Yeah.
It's just people keep buying it. And it's going to be us who buy it, and so we're part of the problem. Well, I'm not going to buy it because I will probably not be playing.
There is a line that I have, and I try and stick to that. I didn't do it with Apex.
All right. Well, we have a content creator here who makes a living off of showcasing new guns. So,
well, yeah, and I like. Well, the problem too is I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy Modern Warfare as much though. If like I want to try a silly loadout and I can't.
Yeah.
Because it's a sweat fest every lobby. That was why the beta got really old. Like if you're not using the M4 or certain things, like you just had disadvantage. You're not gonna have fun, and it was just getting really old. So this is a pipe dream, I'm sure, but I'm hoping they were just testing their skill based during the playtest, and then they'll be like, all right, this tune it, put that in the other one, and then that's probably a pipe dream, because as people pointed out, they did Advanced Warfare. That was obviously Infinity Ward's last one, and evidently I didn't play much of that, but evidently that was also.
The zombies in that game was sweet, though.
But if you ask any Call of Duty player, apparently like that one, aside from playing this beta, felt like the most skill-based. Was cranked up. Great. So,
I would say the one
a trend.
Black Ops did a really good job of not feeling like that most of the time. Which is why I enjoyed Blops 4 so much. Because
that's why
I played it.
I boot up Black Ops 4 for a video. I'm popping off every game almost. Sometimes I'm like pretty average, but I know I'm above player. And so most games, I'm doing pretty well.
Well, you're also playing against a PC community too, which I think is very kind of like a lower kind of population. So maybe.
Well, I mean, later in Black Ops stages, like right now, it's just a sweat fest because that's the only people playing. But then it'll go on Modern Warfare, public beta, and every match, it's like I'm lucky if I get a UAV.
Do you think?
I swear I'm not this bad.
Do you think the crossplay, like the console plebs, are gonna turn off the crossplay mechanic more often than not?
Well, so what they tested in the beta here that won't be when it releases is right now they turned it on and it's just
you can't turn it off.
Everything.
Yeah, you can't turn it off.
You could turn it off.
Oh, you could.
But it was crossplay everything. What's going to happen when it ships is it's crossplay with the same input device. So if they're controllers, it'll be looking for other controllers, whether it's PC or the other console.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I think you can opt into everything, but that's not default.
I was gonna say,
default is input device.
What if I'm playing with like my homies who are on console and only playing controllers? Am I gonna only?
Well, so if you're like mouse and keyboard queued up with a controller, you're probably gonna find it's just gonna search you with the people who have the parameter set to anything.
Okay.
Or also queued up with different input devices. Or in that, if you're partied up with them, I wouldn't be surprised if they then take the keyboard and mouse as the hierarchy, and everyone else you find is keyboard and mouse, and your friends get stuck with controllers. But that was the difference between crossplay. But yeah, we're already we're deep in this podcast.
What are we at? Oh my god.
Yeah.
We went so deep and we got nowhere.
I mean, we got somewhere. I learned that we can't 3D print coal. I mean, we could if we used coal materials.
And anyone who knows dimensions probably like Mr. Fruit. Shut up.
Mr. Fruit, stop talking.
Tried.
The guy who's like chilling in the fourth dimension is like, this guy doesn't know shit.
He's like right here. He's like, what are you doing, bro? You know, that's the best we could. I mean, this was a great podcast.
I loved it. I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was just the beginning was. We should probably just like re-record the intro.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You guys know what you're doing.
From now on, we'll just start the intro.
We'll just start instead of we'll just say welcome to GG Over Easy. But instead, we're gonna have to say goodbye. Blue, where can people find you on the interweb?
Hey guys, you guys can find me at BlueWestlo everywhere.
Nice. You can find me twitch.tv/RabbyV, Instagram.com/RabbyV. Also, for workout purposes, I am at 161 still. I'm down 7% body fat and up 5% muscle mass.
Nice.
Yeah.
My man.
Almost there.
You can find me, Mr. Fruit. Just search it. I mean, you might be watching this podcast video-wise on my channel.
Yep.
Mr. Fruit.
MrFruit.live.
Yeah, if you want to watch me, we talked about it last podcast, how YouTube is like phasing out people who put the Twitch link in the description. I bought the domain, MrFruit.live. It was like $5.
Ooh.
MrFruit.live. Put that in the description and maybe the algorithm.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second. He's streaming not at Twitch now.
And I even changed it to like, it didn't say like Twitch and then link. It's just a stream and then my link.
Stream.
Just no Twitch. No Twitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, MrFruit.live if you ever want to catch live streams. And be sure to rate the podcast if you enjoy it. Helps us out a lot.
Helps
on whatever
a lot.
Platform you watch, unless it's YouTube, in which case, feel free to
also Instagram, you guys watching it and stuff. I'll put it on my stories. I get tagged all the time and people like listening to the podcast on Mondays and stuff like that. I will throw that on my story for sure. So keep doing that.
Keep doing that. You can find this podcast anywhere you can pretty much find podcasts.
Yep.
Odds are where you want to watch it. And with that, we're signing out for this week. We'll see you next Sunday. Deuces.
First deuces of the podcast.
You gotta throw them out sometime.
Very hip. No cap.